work. Alright, I'm in. No cussing.
I know. We've spawned next to a village. Come over here.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, come here.
Oh my gosh. Was this a random one?
No, I didn't even put in a seed.
Oh. Well, where'd you go?
Dude, look at this. Look at this spawn structure.
I can't see you. Where did you go? Whoa. I'm freezing to death. I'm gonna die. I'm freezing. Where are you? Meet me back at the spawn point. Yeah, I'm back at spawn. I don't know where you went, bro. No, I can't see your name. There you are.
It includes a separate set of tariffs levied against China, Mexico, and Canada. And back in April, the president unleashed what he called his reciprocal tariffs without the help of Congress.
And it's pretty much proof that
with this law. It's the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977.
Okay. Where's the village?
The power to regulate imports during certain emergency situations. Yesterday, a 3-judge panel rejected the government's interpretation of that.
It's okay.
Keep in mind, these numbers on your screen were the original set of tariffs placed on these countries. The Trump administration has since hit the pause button to make room for negotiating deals. So on that note, we'll go live to the White House and CBS News correspondent Natalie Granelli. Thanks for joining us today. These tariffs were a key part of President Trump's second term agenda. So, the White House
Okay.
responding to this report. The White House is promising to appeal this decision by
Iron!
panel. And the spokesman
We should make our house right here. Desmond joined. Go get him. I'll stay right here. And I'm going to be collecting some wood. What? No cheats.
Between the U.S. and other trading partners have decimated American communities.
So what?
And weakened the defense industrial base going on to say
So you can teleport Desmond to us?
unelected judges deciding how to handle a national emergency. But
Okay.
the judges on
Sure.
that panel of the U.S.
That's the only way. That's the only way you can be spawned with me.
And the judges in their ruling said that the president exceeded his
Uh,
authority
I want to stay here.
using that law passed by Congress to enact sweeping
I'm gonna make my.
tariffs on
I'm making our home.
based on trade imbalances with other countries. So what's impacted here is that 10% baseline tariff imposed on nearly all countries that we trade with, as well as those separate tariffs that had to do with fentanyl.
I'm gonna mine some stone.
On top trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China. What's not impacted here is the sector-specific tariffs on things like autos, aluminum,
Yeah.
and steel. Again, the White House is promising a legal fight. This is something that could end up all the way, going all the way to the Supreme Court. But Natalie, there is this question of how
I want to stay here so you guys can teleport to me.
attacking the several countries. But does this really undermine the president during
I don't quite want to. I want to stay near a cave. Well, I just kind of don't want to. Because I just got some iron from a cave. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, almost fell in there. Okay, I didn't. Ooh, some coal.
This morning tried to downplay the impact. Notably, he didn't stop to speak to us when we tried to ask him about this. But here's what he told Fox Business again, trying to say this will not have an impact.
Oh, more coal. Sorry.
Free that we're basically ready for the president's decision. And I don't know if people have had that conversation with him yet, but yes, there are many, many deals coming,
That's
and there are
cool.
3 that are basically look like they're
Probably enough coal.
So has it
Time to
saying
get
there that, you know,
mine some more stone.
already in the works?
I can make a furnace. I can make a furnace.
On the countries involved, about fine trade
That is loud.
since then, the administration for weeks has been saying that they're on the verge of deals with other countries. Again, we do not know which ones or how
Yeah.
this new legal battle.
It's all right. Right now, I'm smelting some iron.
There is just a way to see.
I was going in the cave and I found some.
Also, small businesses that have been trying to.
Dang, it's already like day 1 in this, and I already got iron. Look, see?
You're joking.
Then the evolving policy and changes.
I just put down the Subway mail. Your Subway
Well,
mail.
while we have you here,
Chicken mail.
58 days. Elon Musk is officially calling it quits as a special government employee. Was this departure planned? We know it comes after he basically said he did not agree with Trump's.
Yeah,
Do we need to make a wheat farm?
you can if you want to.
However, that said, this was planned.
George is so on fire.
So pretty.
That it was going to be something that because of that designation.
I like some torches. Would you like it? Finally, more iron. I found more iron. The galore of iron. No, look. I'm literally mining it right now. Look. See? See? Look. Here, it's all right there. It's already like day 1 on the pro days. Bees. I'm getting so lucky. Yum. Alright. Let me get comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, it's continuing to try to downsize federal government that has been taken up as a
Dang
priority
it.
of this
Okay.
administration, and even on social media, he alluded to that in a post
Got it.
announcing that his
Else
time
can I
is
find in this glow?
special
Ooh, cool.
Let's
Let's come out with this. Cool. Oh, I do remember there being some cool, like, up here or something. Sure. 10 diamonds would be amazing right now. Sheep. Right. I got an idea. What achievement? Yeah, I got the achievement Stone Age. I also found a sheep that is trapped. And I got its wool. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to share you now. Only for your I'm about to make a bed.
dental health, and just look and feel years younger. And you can do all of this at home.
Oh, you already have one for me?
I started with Jessica Recycle Foundation.
Yeah, sure.
Since then,
Do you have beds for all of us? All right.
we're seeing more
Nice.
than ever before. For some breeds like golden retrievers, they've seen their lifespan
Oops, I accidentally took Desmond's.
Here, I'll give Desmond
as
this one.
low as 10 years today. What happened?
This is our main base for now.
Yeah, it's our main. It's gonna be our main base.
One thing
Tell me all about it now.
Yeah.
the problem is most dogs
Until we like have a really.
really gross stuff.
I'm
Like,
sleeping over
if
here.
it says meat byproduct,
Where's my bed?
that might not
Your
even
bed?
be meat. That's code for basic
Desmond, did you take his
purposes.
bed?
Beaks, feathers, not good stuff. Another
It's-
problem is the way some companies cook
It's in his
dog food.
hand.
Kibble and canned foods are often cooked at really
Oh, this is
high
my bed?
temperatures, and when that
Oh, thanks.
happens, you get these things
Thanks.
called advanced glycation
Desmond took it all.
AGEs.
Oh, thank you.
AGEs can be
It just keeps going to him.
These nasty gases can cause
Why is it
inflammation,
magnetically
which
attract?
leads to
Does
flaccid
It's 'cause
discomfort
he's
in your
like too
joints,
close to the
especially in older
Liam, I got
dogs,
you.
allergies, mushy poop
Okay.
that's hard to pick up, itching, and paw
Next
chewing.
year, I
But
gave
worst
you
of all,
some.
AGEs are a carcinogen.
Oh,
And the
the
crazy
river
thing
will
is,
stay
most
in.
dog food companies don't even have to list AGEs on the label because it's not technically.
I'm placing all the
AGEs
stuff
can form from high
into my
So,
chest.
What's the solution? How do you feed your dog something you know isn't just safe but can actually make them look and feel and act younger?
Look, I'm gonna place it on top of the barrel.
Three things.
Look what I did. I placed it on top of the barrel.
Very low
Hold on.
rent from a source you trust. The problem is, I couldn't find any dog that
I accidentally broke the torch. Desmond, get up. I need that torch.
About it. I put together an amazing team of people who are
Give me my
experts in
torch.
pet nutrition, and we created superfood complete.
Here, let me help you out of there.
Perfect food for any
One
dog
sec.
you want
Okay,
to look,
thanks.
feel, and act healthier than they have
I'm
in years.
getting Desmond out of here. There you go, Des.
Or 7 that they walk them through vegetables,
Yeah, you can have this cobblestone.
and prebiotics.
Here.
And it's air-dried.
You like my little bedroom? Small little bedroom?
Yeah,
This is the
it's pretty cool.
Let me tell you, over the years, I've had so many
Ah!
dogs. I've never seen my dogs walk down.
Oops, I.
All 60 people are stuck down here. Here,
One
take
person
your
told me,
turkey.
Here you go.
she's
I need that.
like a brand new dog. I start with premium protein
My
content
bedroom.
to help give dogs a strong,
Okay.
healthy body. In addition to beef, we also include nutrient-packed beef liver and beef heart. When your dog eats liver, it's actually good for their liver. When they eat beef heart, it helps support their heart health. I don't have to tell you that organ health is a major factor in your dog's longevity. So getting these
Dang
cuts
it.
into this recipe was a must for me. There's salmon, which is great for supporting your dog's heart, blood pressure, cholesterol, and can help them keep a healthy weight. Plus, this has superfoods that will find in almost any other dog food.
I need to get some cobblestone
Nutrients,
so I can
and even though
make my furnace. Because I actually broke mine. It did not give me a bag. It's because he's a caveman. It's because Desmond's a little caveman. He does stuff with his hands. What can I craft? Dang it, I just need 2 more cobblestone. Okay. There we go.
The good news though is when it comes to quality, my
Liam?
Yeah,
very big breaking news tonight. News that will cause a big blow to
I'm gonna keep the barrel.
Alright, well, I'll give these channels to you.
has effectively
Okay.
bought almost all of Trump's disastrous war. Trump's tariffs against Mexico and Canada, his tariffs against the EU, against China, his tariffs against uninhabited islands with nothing but penguins and snow. They are all blocked by the federal court.
It's up here.
It comes out of the United States Court of International Trade, which is a specialized court you may or may not have ever heard of, but it deals specifically with trade issues. A 3-judge panel consisting of one Reagan appointee, one Obama
Let's
appointee,
sleep.
and more importantly, one Trump appointee.
Let's go to sleep, guys.
That Trump's trade war is essentially
Get to your beds.
that he does not have the authority to enact these sweeping tariffs on his own. When Trump signed the executive order enacting these tariffs, he cited something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, a law that gives the president the authority to use tariffs in times of national emergency. And in their ruling tonight, the judges write, quote, "The question is whether the International Emergency Economic Powers Act delegates these powers to the president in the form of authority to impose unlimited tariffs on goods from nearly every country in the world. The court does not read the law to confer such unbounded
Go
authority
to sleep.
outside the challenge tariffs imposed thereunder.
Yeah, I know,
The
Mom.
law
When
does
somebody
not
go
grant
with
tariff
her, I
authority
was
to the
like, I
president
don't
simply
want
when
you
he
here with all
finds
these
or
guys.
determines that an
Finally.
extraordinary threat exists. I sense a little
Yeah.
snark there. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But man,
It's like
when you put it
sometimes
that way,
I
it all
feel
kind
like
of makes
I've
a lot of
gotta
sense,
run
doesn't it?
around and
I mean, I'm
make
not an
sure
expert in
There you
international trade law, but Trump's justification
All right,
for
let's
these
go.
tariffs
The room with the two doors
Chris
don't go
and I were
in.
talking about. Trump
Okay,
claims the tariffs on
why?
Canada were to stop fentanyl trafficking, even though less than 1% of
Oh.
the fentanyl we seize at the border
This
comes
one,
from
is this
Canada.
your
Less than
place?
1%. Now, for the first time, we have a federal court saying that we all kind of sort of knew to be true already. The president's justification for this trade war is BS. And that is not all. The court tonight also ordered that all of the tariffs Trump has collected so far be vacated. Just how that will work, especially from a White House that doesn't exactly abide by every court order, and
I'm
what
gonna
that
touch
will
your
all
chest,
mean,
bro.
I do not know.
I want
This
your
is just
chest.
breaking this news in the last couple of hours, but I have the right person.
I'm gonna add some wool for decoration.
Who co-led this lawsuit against
I'm
Donald
gonna go
Trump's
mind you
tariffs.
down here.
Attorney General Mace, thank you for joining us on such short notice. This all just happened in the last couple of hours, as you well know. Let me just start because I think we're all trying to digest this, and people at home are wondering what this exactly means. It's our understanding that this ruling applies to all tariffs except for the ones imposed on steel and aluminum.
It's gonna look like this
that
is gold.
right?
That's
Can you just
pretty
give us
good.
the scope of the impact of this ruling?
I found a lot of coal down here.
I need to find a sheep. I found a cow.
American consumers, for small businesses,
Sheep.
all
There you are.
over this country
Back here.
who were on the precipice
Yes, I will
of
kill this sheep
absolutely
as long as I can get to it.
devastated and harmed by these
Sheepy.
tariffs,
Ooh, a
and
sheep.
so
Death.
we are celebrating
dang
this.
it, I
We,
forgot.
like you, are
Sheeps
still
can't kill.
digesting it, but essentially you're right. I
Ooh,
mean, this
3 pieces of
Court of
wool. That's
International
nice.
Trade in a very thoughtful decision said that essentially all of
Hey,
the
get off.
tariffs that Donald Trump
Okay.
engaged in under IEEPA,
Look at my place.
basically the April tariffs are unlawful, and so they are enjoined. They
I am
are
a wool
essentially
hoarder.
Enjoined as of tonight, as you and I are speaking. It looks like the Trump administration has made it clear they're going to try to appeal this.
I'm going to
decision.
scout for a
Probably
cave
stay,
to get
but
some
for now,
iron.
this is good news for the
So I'll be
people
back.
of America.
Didn't mind this game.
No question about it. I mean, there's been understandable panic, concern about.
I'm gonna go out to scout a cave.
Of goods that people rely on. I want to get to the legal next steps in a moment, but I just want to ask you. I mean, the 3-judge panel also ordered that any tariff payments already collected be vacated, which sounds like it means be paid back. Is that what it means, and how exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think we're still sorting through that, so I don't want to be too declarative about that.
Yeah, I got all
But
the iron up.
essentially, it vacates the tariffs.
I have some in my
and
chest.
enjoins them from going forward. So that's why we're expecting Trump to try to appeal this decision.
I have like 8, I think.
Probably end up at the United States Supreme Court at some point in the very near future.
So just in the
Not
last
here.
minutes, right before we came on air,
Gonna go scout.
the
Gonna
administration
go
did
scout.
file a notice
You guys
that
stay
it
at the
would
home.
surprise you,
Okay?
as we're just saying.
I'm just chopping down trees.
It also
Okay.
it's always seemed weird that Donald Trump just had the unilateral power to wake up and decide to put tariffs on every country in the world for whatever reason he decided. I mean, as a layperson. But even with this appeal being filed and with some of their aggressive responses, he's also somebody who doesn't really have a history of complying always with court rulings. So what happens if he doesn't? I know we're just digesting this, but have you thought about that with
go.
the others who filed this
Ooh.
lawsuit?
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. And you know, as you know, the Democratic AGs have sued Donald Trump now, I think, more than 20 times. On a couple of occasions,
It's a flooded trench.
he has violated federal court orders. And what we have done is we have gone back into the federal court when that happens, and we have asked for what's called a motion to compel. So I suppose if they try to continue to collect these tariffs and they try to continue the tariff schemes, despite the Court of International Trade's opinion, we would have to go back in for a motion to compel. Let's hope that's not necessary, and let's see what happens next.
We will see. We'll have to keep talking about it with you and your other Democratic AGs. In a statement, they had a pretty aggressive response to this. Is one way to define it, but I think it's so important to untangle this.
Yeah.
Expert to do that with. In a statement over the
I'm just scouting.
America's trade deficit.
I'm scouting out some land so I can find iron.
I mean, essentially, the courts seem to say the opposite. But what do you say to that?
No, that's right. And so there's a couple things here. Number one, fundamentally, the power to levy tariffs rests with Congress, right? And as you know, nowhere in IEPA does it even mention the word tariffs. Now,
burning my ass up.
In its decision, didn't say that the president, whoever the president is, never can levy tariffs.
They have the heat in
But what the court is
for
saying
like
is
an
the
exorbitantly
president
long
does not
amount
have
of time.
unbounded authority
So then it's like
to
you're
levy
pulling them
these
out to fold them
tariffs.
and all
that's
that
what this
heat like
was.
wafting
I mean,
right
he
in your
just sort of
face.
woke up one day and decided
Like the rest
that
of
he was
me's
gonna
not
levy
hot,
tariffs
it's just
on
like
Canada
here.
and China and Mexico and the worldwide tariffs, and you know, declared that this was all based on fentanyl. Well, okay, but then came up with different reasons for it, as you just pointed out. So what are the reasons for it? And if
Gosh, I
you're
should have
going
brought
to
some
put
torches.
tariffs on tomatoes, what does that have to do with
Are you getting your
fentanyl?
balance on that thing?
Yeah.
It's a good question. Tomatoes and fentanyl. The other way they seem to have responded, Trump advisor Steve Miller tweeted, "The judicial coup is out of control," which seems to be kind of a predictable knee-jerk reaction to any time a court rules against them. Now, this panel, as I started off the show saying, was unanimous. One of the appointees on the panel was a Trump appointee. But what do you say to that sort of response from the White House?
Oh
I mean,
no.
it's just so
Yeah, he was throwing up
disappointing, Jen, and
yesterday.
it just
There's
points
always
to
Not throwing
a
up
trend
today, but
that
still
we are
like
seeing, this administration going after judges, undermining the authority of the judicial branch of government, not respecting
Fire.
the two other branches of government. I mean, again, that's what this case is about. This case is about the president.
Hey, Jackson, can you teleport me to you?
Now he's disrespecting judges.
Alright,
And he basically makes these sort of very
alright.
disrespectful and alarming statements every time he loses a case. And that's just not how things are done in our country.
Yeah, I'm back over here.
We've already discussed some of this. You know, they've already filed their notice
I need to
of
craft
appeal
some
to the
torches.
Supreme Court. What's next? I mean, what should we be watching for in the next days and weeks here?
So I think you kind of laid out some of them, which is, you know, what does, you know, do they seek a stay of this court's decision? We'll watch for that. They can certainly, they have the
I'm going back out to my scouting mission.
If this court does not allow for a stay, then the Trump administration does not, as you pointed out, violate its order. And then I will be watching for you know, how businesses react to this. I think that a lot of small businesses, mid-sized businesses,
Where?
businesses are all going to support this.
Okay, teleport me to it.
Absolutely thrilled with it.
Yeah,
And
teleport
that
me
it
to you.
sticks, because these tariffs are causing chaos for our consumers. This is a tax. This is a direct tax, Jen, on the people of America. And I think that's why this is such a huge victory and a huge night for our country, because hopefully it's the start of us getting things back on track and preventing.
Hey, General Chris Mays, thank you so much for joining me on such short notice and providing so much helpful information to people watching on there.
Thanks, Jen.
I found iron.
I have found the best puzzle game ever.
Stop hiding all the iron.
It's called Royal Kingdom. Just came out. No
Oh,
ads,
that first
hundreds of
kid.
levels, and you don't even need Wi-Fi to play it. It's so handsome.
Maybe doesn't should make sure doesn't stays at the base, so he can teleport us to him when we're lost.
Is poor communication between pilots in the cockpit a contributing factor in plane crashes? Well, that is what the latest season of the popular HBO show The Rehearsal set out to investigate, using a replica of an airport terminal, giant puppets, and even cloned dogs.
I've been studying commercial aviation disasters as a hobby, and I started to notice a disturbing pattern in the causes of these crashes. 15 years ago, you recommended role-playing exercise.
It's going to take something different. Mr. Fielder, where does your sense of altruism come from? Where all of a sudden you want to save lives, you're known for pranking. This is not sincere.
Yeah.
I found the deep dark.
Oh.
We should note that
Okay.
CNN and HBO are both owned by the same parent company.
Where are you?
Here with us now, comedian, 737 pilot, and host of the
Teleport me to you.
an aviation safety expert and
Yeah.
former National Transportation Safety Board
Look, he's
member,
wearing a
John Gulia.
737
He
hat.
served under Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. Thanks to both of you for joining us. For those of our viewers who have seen the show,
Yeah.
in this interview, I'm going to be the first officer, Blunt.
I'm going to be Captain Alders.
You understand what we're saying?
Yes, I mean, that's what we talk about, communication in the
So
show.
we're playing roles right now.
Yeah, we are role playing.
Well, I'm guessing
For
you
this
have to
interview.
do this. Okay, well, I think that's good. You know, I also think, Wolf, that like the issue that we talk about in the show is people not wanting to share their feelings with each other co-pilots because one might be of more experienced than the other, so they might know the thing that will save a plane
Molly,
from crashing, but
stop
they
being
might
mean
not
or
want to
you're
communicate
going home.
Nathan,
So I assume between you two,
we like each other and we talk to each other.
but there's things you probably don't share too. So that's a good way of the audience understanding the dynamic.
Stop being mean. Go home.
The show?
Of course,
Oh,
everybody-
you knew this. You watched all of it.
everybody's watching the show.
Great,
It's a
thank
very
you so
popular
much.
show.
Wow, so
You guys are
exciting.
doing great. You're
Well, thank you
known
for having
you're
us,
known
yes.
though for comedy, if you all know Nathan.
Yeah.
What made you decide to investigate
Are these
a
you?
very serious matter like this?
Well, the show is still comedy, but also this is a serious thing. But I've been just interested in commercial airline crashes just for a while, just as like a hobby. I sort of just read about them,
Do you fly a lot?
like as a passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I fly normal, like planes, like everyone.
So you're concerned about airline safety.
Well, I don't want to die. But
We don't
I
want
mean,
you to
I'm
die.
concerned the same as everyone. But I started to notice, and there's a
Molly,
TV
do you
show
wanna
on
go
Canada
home?
about crashes too that I watch. But I started to notice that they can always solve the technical stuff.
What
when
is
a crash
this?
happens. You know, they work really hard to make sure that type of accident doesn't happen again. But
Sick and tired of
for the
yelling at
human factor in communication,
I
Okay.
think I found a structure that
communication,
has.
pilots,
What is this?
and
Who built this?
I talked to John about this, and yeah, John
I don't
obviously,
know.
you know,
I think
Might
it's
be part of the new update.
just got done
maybe.
Scarlet.
by the way. It's a big thing, and we're really excited about that.
In aviation, we've long known that communications has been an issue, and we have dealt with it
He's only doing it because he got in trouble.
effectively through crew resource management. But what Nathan has uncovered was a little sliver that has fallen through the cracks with this communications disconnect between pilots. And when he first came to me and mentioned that to me,
I found iron.
it immediately caught fire with me because I've seen it. I've flown in many cockpits. I've seen the scenario that he presented over and over again. And in fact, I want to take his scenario. I teach school at Vaughn College in New York City, an aviation school. I'm planning on taking that show to my students, because they're up and coming aviation people, to show them and use it as an example of what they should not do and that they need to speak up.
Live your biggest life in the new GMC Acadia. Get this low mileage lease on this 2025 Acadia Elevation for around $459 per month. Professional grade SUV of the Carolina Panthers.
Another day, another dollar. Although the dollars are harder to come by without enough skilled welders. It's time to stop playing the welding game and start changing it.
What are you waiting for?
Gain up to 5
Yeah, I'm
to 10
good.
times productivity with the Miller Optics handheld laser welder.
Okay.
So clearly there's concern, you lay it out in the show. We reached out to the FAA to see what it had to say about all of this, and it told us that it mandates all airline pilots and crew members to complete interpersonal communication training, and it says it isn't seeing the data that supports the show's central claim that pilot communications is to blame for airline disasters. So I want to get you to respond to that.
That's dumb. They're dumb. And here's the issue, is that they do, like, I trained to be a pilot, and I'm a 737 pilot. I went through the training. The training is someone shows you a PowerPoint slide saying, if you are a co-pilot and the captain does something wrong, you need to speak up about it. That's all. That's the training. And they talk about some crashes that happen, but they don't do anything that makes it stick emotionally and makes you, like, so pilots think they'll act a certain way in an accident, but, like, the crash that just happened here, it seemed like they saw that was sort of the issue, right?
A lot of disconnect between multiple parties. And
Do you see evidence that a lack of communication, if you will, between a pilot and a co-pilot in the cockpit has caused the crash?
Enough contributed.
It's contributed to it.
That's what they said in it. Do I agree?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was my whole thing. That's the whole show. But, I mean, it's like a human thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely stuff, I'm sure you guys, like, you brought up the analogy, but, like, I'm sure, Pamela, you don't say some things to Wolf, or, because you're, between you two, who would be, like, the boss, or the more, like, you're Wolf Blitzer, right? So you're, like, so I'm sure, Pamela, at times, you might not want to say, oh, Wolf wants to do something and you don't think it's a good idea, you might not want to express it.
She's very
We
good.
actually have a pretty, I understand your
But you
point.
have to say that.
No.
I know, but you don't want to say to Wolf, you can't, as a journalist, you don't want to say, oh, I don't want to.
It's like a prime diamond location.
She says it to you, so maybe
Look at
you're
it.
afraid to say
Here's the
something.
great thing about Wolf is he doesn't have an ego.
Okay.
He has no ego, but I take your point that, like,
I mean, Wolf's in movies and stuff,
he's a big deal.
He's
There
Mission
is
Impossible.
no question.
so that's intimidating. That can be intimidating.
That can be intimidating.
That's sort of the thing where.
William, guess what?
What?
Explore a
So
little
let's
bit.
get a reaction
Okay.
to the show.
What do you think?
We're asking you.
Oh, I don't know.
Nana, that's on to get
So
food.
ask John.
It's exploded. My email exploded. My messages exploded. My grandkids were all over me. I mean, it's unbelievable, the response.
So I want to go to a little bit deeper into the show, to you, Nathan. So to better understand pilots, you did what you called a personality transfer, where you tried to live as Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger. Of course, that is a pilot of the Miracle on the Hudson. And this was actually my favorite part of the season when you channeled baby Sully
Thank you.
right here. So why was that so important to repress his entire life?
Well, in the Miracle on the Hudson flight, Sully actually, he did, there was something I noticed in the transcript where he asked his first officer, like, hey, do you have any ideas? So he sort of opened those lines of communication. And so I'm like, well, this pilot seems to be bucking the trend I've been. This is uniquely good. So I was trying to sort of understand. He said in his book that his entire life led him to what he did in that flight. So my thinking was, these things, we try things and not everything is going to work. And that's the point. Like, sometimes, I think the FAA, which has revealed themselves to be very dumb today with that comment, because I think what we're showcasing in the show is that there's, even though we may not have the exact solution, there's stuff to look at here. And why I say that? Because I think, it's a little dumb just to be like, if that statement, right? What do you think?
Is this an issue that the federal government should now investigate full time?
We need to look at it in the light and see if we need to put a margin in there that deals with this. For training.
That you would actually propose that, so you were in, but they rejected it. So you can go to remote. What do you think about the idea of
frustrated with the FAA's response to the recommendation. I think we ought to send them alive and well. It's already a hit defend, deflect, and deny is their mantra.
So just to go back.
What do you do there? Trump's got to do something, or what?
Too hard. We need to build the foundation.
We're building a foundation.
Building the foundation, coming on this show, obviously you've been appealing to Congress.
Yes, and that's what I was hoping to demonstrate with the Miracle over the Mojave, which is the flight that I flew in the show to show pilots. People can see that two pilots trying their best to communicate, it's still a struggle. Unfortunately, in that flight, nothing else critical happened. So I think when the communication lines up with a real potential emergency, that's when it can make all the difference. And so, fortunately, I landed the plane safely and saved 150 lives that day. And so I think the hope is that the FAA will look at this stuff and the Miracle over the Mojave and be like, yeah.
I think this has been going on over multiple administrations.
Dude,
This
I
isn't
think
just a
it
Trump
takes so many
administration.
dogs.
No, this goes back.
Hey, Jackson!
We started this.
Teleport me to Desmond. Teleport me to Desmond.
Teleport you to Desmond?
Yeah.
I'm just in spectator, so I can find a TV.
Alright.
The captain is a good friend of mine. Haven't seen him in months.
I bet you'd be so jealous right now. I'm stacked up. I have 2 echo shards too.
We got up to the runway.
Yeah. 2 echo shards. Like echo shards. Gotta use bathroom. Anyway. I'm gonna be like so rich. Like really so rich. I'll just keep these on me. That's gonna be smelting. But I got mine some stuff for my string? I'm gonna get string. Bro, damn, I found around 2 diamonds. Bro. Whoa, it's the cave again. Let's go. This time I'm gonna go in that little small one. Ow. I guess I could use my planks to like build over there. So what if I fall? I don't think much of it. I'll probably I'll have to get my stuff anyway. Ooh. So close. Okay. Give me that plank. No, it fell. Oh. And when I get to Pink Pony Club, I'm gonna take a trip to Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna take a trip to Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club. Anything? Nothing? Bro, I risked my life for 1 piece of copper. Bruh. And I could have just walked up here. Bro, whatevs. Pink Pony Club. I think I can turn wool into string. I'll try. I mean, okay. Give me your wool! Hands up! Thank you. Bro, I can't craft string. Bro. How can I craft string then? How do I get string? Look those spider webs. Man, this sucks. Wasting it all on that stupid stuff.
and we hope that ceasefire take place so we can return.
Liam, I found 5 diamonds.
Okay. Can you teleport me to? Can you teleport me?
I already have them.
No. You have to teleport me to a place where I can mine. Hey.
Because other countries around the world have faith in the negotiating to keep President Donald Trump. And they'll probably see how ridiculous this ruling is, and they understand that the administration is going to win, and we intend to win. We already filed an emergency appeal. We expect to fight this battle all the way to the Supreme Court. These other countries should also know, and they do know, that the president reserves other tariff authorities, Section 232, for example, to ensure that America's interests are being restored. But I can confirm that our
Anyway, nothing.
Thank you, Caroline.
Oh, dang it. To use my lantern. Never mind.
Are going to be the ones who are shaping policy. Does the president wish he was just becoming
It's okay.
I think the president would take this job of being judge, and certainly the president is acting as the authority he wishes judge.
They're basically telling you guys they think that the White House's policies, the president's policies, are in some way against the law.
1 second. Teleport me back to Desmond. I have to make something.
Alright, I'm gonna end the recording.
Okay.
Well, these laws have already been granted to the president by the Constitution and by laws that have been previously passed.
Anyway.
For example, for instance, we've been brought to court for the revocation of
Thank you.
you have this privilege of studying. Secretary of State Rubio has simply used his authority to revoke those visas, to revoke that privilege. And we've seen the courts try to block it.
Okay.
So if these judges want to be the Secretary of State or they want to be the president, they can run for office themselves. It could be the other way around. But all of the actions
They won't let me open it.
rely on leading.
I'm like conflicted right now. It's like,
There's some
I don't know how long we'll be.
for now in talks
Oh.
with Republicans in Congress to see if energy nominate candidate President Biden.
Well, that was kind of it. Bye, guys.